doing it in Eastport. Headed over to Ponce Inlet. Eventually. Finally made it over here to the city of Port Orange. Just went through Eastport. About to go over the bridge now. Just went over the worst section of road I've been in a while, so hopefully the rest of it will be better. But about to start making that slow drive into Ponce Inlet. I'll keep you updated. Finally going over the Causeway Bridge. Very, very humid out, as you can tell. The window wipers on Hillary don't work all the time. But we're slowly making our way there. Finally made it over to the hallway of lights. The hallways of always. I've always thought it's kind of spooky driving up, or really riding a bicycle, walking around anything beachside at nighttime. It's very contrasting to during the daytime there being people all over the place. Completely different now. There's almost nobody out here. The only cars that I've seen are the police. Everybody else is not doing nothing. So, alright. Coming up to the park here, Ponce Inlet. Looks like the motorcycles have been down here doing motorcycle stuff. Some little ribbon action. Wondering if I'll be lucky enough to get my super secret parking spot. And by super secret, I mean it's not very secret at all. I just prefer it. It's one of my favorite spots. Oh, there's the lighthouse. And there's my spot. Right. Let me get parked and situated here. We gotta go. So we made it to my parking spot. It's my favorite parking spot. We got the moon out and the lighthouse. But aside from that, it's really dark out here. The moon's lighting up a lot of everything, but it is dark. It is dark. All right, I can hear the waves. All right, I'm gonna get all my stuff set up. I gotta get the bike out of the back here, get that thing out of there, and be able to get these rods out and situated and start biking on down. Made it down to the jetty finally. Finally made it down here. So I'm about to rig up a rod and go and start making some casts, I think. It's pretty dark out here. Pretty dark, but hopefully there should be a pretty nice bite, good sunrise. Got the moon setting. Got my rod rigged up finally, and the sun rising. Tide's coming in. I'm gonna start making some casts. Probably go down here, along the little doggy beach first. Take advantage of the little bit of beach that's still over there for the time being before the tide comes up. And then once that's flooded over, come back up here on the catwalk. So, nothing more to it than to do it. Alright, got the Pompano Polar up there. Grab this rod. Stash the other rod down there so nobody walks by and grabs it. Finally made it down here. Got a whole lot of rocks. A little bit of water's coming through here. The storm really kind of blew the whole jetty apart. It used to connect all the way down over to there, and it just blew it apart. And they just kind of dumped some sand there, and it just blew right through. So the blow through has like a little tidal creek through here now, which, like I was talking about at high tide, when all this water comes up over and starts rushing out through here, a bunch of bait fish and stuff will be out here and get washed out into this little hole over here. And hopefully there's some fish down there right now thinking that that thing is a bait fish or a little crab or something. So we're gonna make a couple casts here while the sun's coming up, and maybe I'll grab the GoPro in a little while because the action's gonna be so good. That's what I'm hoping for, at least. I'm down here working this bait, and I've got my headlamp on. It's hard to tell, but I've got green light on it. And just a stupid thought that I had. I wonder if, because I'm on this side of the inlet, if I should turn my light from green to maybe red. You know what I mean? Because I'm on this side. I don't know, man. Haven't caught nothing yet. We're still bouncing this jig. Got our first catch. It's a monster. Absolute monster, guys. Hold on, I gotta flip the bail open in case he takes a second run. There he is. Oh boy. Alright, let me get this guy back in the water here. Got ourselves another giant over here. Second one of the day. Third bite. Really getting on him. Sun's coming up a little bit more. I'm getting on a couple bluefish out here, right in this little hole right off the catwalk. So I decided to come up here and grab the GoPro, and then I want to try out this little rod holder I just got too. Hopefully it'll work out better than the other one I've got, but I'm gonna jump back down there before I lose the bite. Alright, got the GoPro in action. I don't know how long it'll last. The battery dies pretty quickly, but I already feel more professional. Alright, get over here back to my rod. A bunch of bluefish going over here. But you know what they say, if you get the tarpon trebuchet and you find the bluefish willing to play, then the tarpon and snook you may slay. They run with the bluefish. Not really, but I'd like to think so. I just saw a giant come cruising down the beach right through here.
see, but I just watched a giant bluefish come through here. I don't know how much good that 80-pound top shot that I've got on here is doing me. I've got the thing spooled up with like 20, or no, this is 30-pound braid on here. 30-pound braid with an 80-pound top shot. 3-turn blood knot down to a 25-pound leader. Or no, maybe it's 30 pounds.
Good morning, good morning. So I sent a cast out and got a little tiny little bird's knot in there. I think I might have taken my side plate off at some point and adjusted that centrifugal brake in there. And it just completely sent my bait out to the stratosphere. So I'm going to ditch this rod for the time being, tie up the spinning rod, and try to continue to keep advantage of a little bit of sunrise bite. Mess around with this thing. Mess around with this guy later on here and get it re-spooled.
Got the 3500 out, and it's spooled up with like almost nothing. I've got like a 10-inch leader of some like 25-pound on here, so we'll see what happens. Who knows, maybe it'll be the fish of a lifetime.
So I got the other rod tied up and over here just in time for the sun to start coming up. It looked like there was a bunch of birds feeding on the north side of the jetty. And in a little while, I'll probably retie that other rod over there and go and fish the north tide once the tide comes in a little bit more on the top of the table. I'm just taking advantage of the little bit of land that's left on this dog beach. I'm over here getting splashed up into a corner for the last hour or two of fishing this little bit. Haven't found that school of bluefish yet. It looked like they were running in that way over there towards that guy. So we'll see if I don't get on them here. The tide's coming up. This whole bit one wave just came up here and it all washed out now. One wave finally peeked through here and it's starting to pump in. My last little plateau's going away wave by wave. But the sun's coming up. Looking right. Line's not tight though. So that's kind of a problem. We're changing it up a little bit. Still got the 3500 on. And I got really lazy and just jumped my little 8-inch tag FG to a blood leader. And I got on a rattle trap. Sun's blasting right now. So we're gonna make a couple casts with this thing and then maybe retie and jump over to the other side.
See if I can get out to that day marker. Oh, we're dumping it. Almost, almost. Got it well into my backing. Well into my backing.
So we're making a walk back down here. Down to the end here. All these birds. Birds are feeding like crazy, so I wanted to come down here and make a cast or two on them really fast. The tide is still coming in. Good bit of wind out of the north, but nothing unheard of. Look at all these guys. Got the breakfast buffet over here. Let's see if I can sneak into the continental breakfast real quick. I'm going out there to go and get it. I'm still over here on the north side. These guys are pumping away into these birds like crazy. I haven't seen them catch a thing. So I'm gonna do something different and go away from these birds over here and just sling that thing out there and let it just roll around in the little trough over here. See if something happens.
Over here on the north side, coming down here by all the birds and such, checking them out, trying to get on them. I don't know if there's anything out here aside from all the bait these birds are after. If there's anything after the bait, but I'm trying. Trying as best I can not to get super wet either. It's kind of cold, so I don't really want to get super soaked if I can help it. Lot better angle of attack from down here though.
Pretty interesting looking rock. It's right next to the one I'm planning on going standing on. I'll walk on down here. Get over this railing, go punch that spoon around over here, back over in the hole. Little highlighter beaks, or highlighter feet. Not beaks, highlighter feet. Go ahead and crawl down there, I guess. So it just broke off. Got snagged on something and had to pop the leader. Got caught at the main line though. Broke my main line off. So I gotta walk back and retie all this stuff, I guess. I still got one more spinning reel in here with the leader packed onto the spool. I might try that out, but nothing too much aside from some bluefish.
So I broke off on the bait caster. Broke off on that. And I can't tell if this has got leader on it or not. I don't think this has got, no, it doesn't either. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna be retying.
tide came up, washed on through, and now it's dropping down. The bubble has burst. Took me a little while to retie. I went with a FG knot on here somewhere. It's on there somewhere, but oh, there it is. FG knot. I normally put some UV adhesive, some epoxy on there, but this one's going to be a raw knot. I'm testing out this new way of finishing out the knot, see if I can get it to hold better without having to glue them things. So let's make a couple casts. I like how these guys have these wild looking feathers on them.
These guys right here, the real killers of the sea. Doubt anything's gonna bite now this dolphin's come ripping through here like that. You never know though. You never know.
Be careful on these rocks in more ways than you might think. Obviously, you don't want to fall down, end up like that guy, hit your head and be dead. But I dropped a jig down here and it's just gone like Ron, never to be seen again. Can't even begin to find it. It reminds me of all the times I've been looking in these rocks and all the wild stuff. It's like the longer you look in here, you can find more things. Saw a cat in here one time. Wild enough.
Alright, we're going to make one more cast out of this buoy, and then I think we're going to pack up and go and check out over by the dog beach some more. See if there's anything happening over there. Check in with you guys once we get over to it. Alright, so we're heading over to the next spot. I'm trying to get situated here as best as I can, or at least try to act like I am. It's kind of hard riding on the sand here. Go. Make sure I got my little clutch in. Boom. Give it a little bit extra power, but I don't want maximum power because then I'll just be all over the place. So, you guys think I can do it in one shot? Let's try. Whoa, real soft sand. I'm running like 30 pounds of pressure in these tires. The sand is super, super soft. I'm only running like 2.2s. So, I'm trying to go over here by this dog beach. Man, we are all over the place. Tokyo Drift. Go over to this dog beach and run down through here. See if I can find... It looked like there was some fish moving up and down along all these rocks, beating on the beating on the bait balls up against the rocks, so maybe I can try to find some of them. Maybe commandeer one of these little picnic tables before somebody comes and sets up on these charcoal grills. They get real popular. Probably not so much on a Monday. I'm waiting on an inspection for a shower before I can go and do some tile stuff. Waiting on a porch, a foyer, waiting on like 3 or 4 projects, so I'm out here on a Monday and there's nobody here. Yay! Might as well take advantage of it, so give you an update here in a little bit, but I think this pavilion down here might be the ticket. Go down this one, check it out real quick. Hey, good morning. Thought I saw some stuff blowing up on this flat over here, so I'm gonna try this one out real quick. Pavilion number 8. 8 is great.
So went ahead and got situated. We're over here. Numero ocho Deo Pavilion. No. Sorry, my Spanish is no bueno. But coming on down here, seeing what all can be seen, and hopefully we should be able to
get onto some fish. I've come over here before at nighttime and ran my flounder gigging light down along through here, and it's wild how many fish I've seen. I gotta try to time this set. It's wild how many fish I've seen hanging out down here. Could come through with that. Oh, another boat wake. I'm gonna jump up. But like I was saying, come through here with a gigging light, and there's just fish all over the place out here. There's clearly stated laws as well as ethics against gigging redfish and snook. I've yet to come out here and try to hook them with line and tackle, though. At nighttime, I think would be pretty cool. Set up the gigging light and be able to go and try to throw a fly rod at one of these big fish. But the sun's coming up, it's starting to get warm. I had to take the long johns off, take my shirt off, and just kind of enjoying the sun now, making a couple casts. It'd be pretty cool if I could catch something. Get some good footage for you guys. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna spend out here. The tide burst. It's going down now. I've got a good bit of chores to try to get done for this trip coming up. I'm gonna have another full feature film trip down in Sebastian coming soon, so want to get prepped for that. Alright, we're heading out of here. I'm starting to get real hungry. I had a burrito from the Wawa this morning, but that was at like 4 o'clock this morning. So I'm starting to get hungry again. We're gonna pack it up, get loaded up here, and go and start tackling some chores. Got to work on Toothless to get ready for this trip coming up. And a couple other random things. And I should have some other stuff coming out pretty soon here. But for the time being, we're gonna head out of here. Time to skedaddle. Well, I didn't get skunked. I got a couple little bluefish, which is better than getting nothing. And I was able to get them on my new rod, the new salmon stick. So that's pretty cool too. I think it's time to go clean up. Go and make some breakfast. Alright guys, I appreciate you coming along. I will have some new videos coming out soon with hopefully some cool fishing stuff instead of me catching little baby bluefish. And I might try to go and do some spokes. Go and do some mountain biking pretty soon here too, so until then, be easy.